Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel for another Queen Studios quarter scale statue review. Now today we are taking a look at none other than the Iron Man Mark 7 from Avengers 1. Now I got mine from toyswonderland.com. Link for that is in the description below. They have 12-month installment plans as well as a points-based reward system. While you're down there, why not hit that subscribe, bell notification icon and join button for more info on Justin's Collection Plus, the channel membership. I told y'all in my previous Queen Studios statue reviews that I'm not really a quarter-scale statue collector, I prefer third-scale. But then I picked up their Artist Edition Joker, and their Wonder Woman, and their Darkseid. So yeah, call me a sucker, I am now all in on Queen Studios quarter-scale. I've got a bunch more on the way, so definitely stay tuned to the channel. Now the cool thing about their Iron Man line is that they are kind of one big companion piece. You can get one, and that's exactly what I plan to do with this Mark 7. But if you get the rest of them, they can all be placed together, and it kind of looks like one massive Iron Man diorama. The bases kind of connect up together. I think it's a really neat idea. If you're an Iron Man collector and previously you've struggled with picking up different suits from different companies, they're in slightly different scales, the display bases don't match, well, this could potentially be what you've been waiting for. You can pick up the Mark 85, you can pick up the Mark 7, the 43, the Hulkbuster, it'll all come together beautifully. Now, I don't mean to get sidetracked, we're not here to discuss the rest of those suits, we're here to discuss the Mark 7. I am curious to see if they are going to make any other Avengers 1 statues, cause if they do, yeah, I'll have to grab them. Now, starting off with the display base first, there is a lot going on here. Yes, it is rubble. This is of course from the Battle of New York. You can see some road markings, you can see some rebar, and a bunch of rock work. You can also make out some bricks, some sections with some holes in it. It's been sculpted and painted beautifully. And it's been done in such a way that it kind of looks like Tony is floating. The main bottom base part with all the road markings and the debris is a nice wide footprint, so it's quite well balanced, even though Tony is off to one side, right at the very tip top, which is a little bit narrower. Now the only complaint I have is, it would have been really cool to get a black sub-base with an Avengers 1 logo front and center. This is still exceptional, it's really well sculpted, it's painted beautifully. The metal sections do look metallic, they're dirty, they're grimy. They're very well weathered. You can also see certain sandy sections, some dirtier sections, and also a bunch of grey dry brushing. The rocks do a decent enough job of looking like real rocks. Now it's all one fixed solid piece, nothing can move here, nothing is modular. As we work our way up, you can get a much better look at the texture. Yeah, there is a lot of it. But as I said, it just feels as though that one little logo front and center is missing. You could always try and add that yourself, put a logo little nameplate at the front, but hopefully going forward, Queen Studios can consider getting that done. Up top though, the star of the show, the Mark 7. You may be thinking, oh, wait a minute, he looks a little different from the prototype and also the artwork on the front of the box. Yeah, you're not wrong, he absolutely does. But in my opinion, the changes were made for the better. Well, what the heck are they, Justin? If you haven't already noticed, the paintwork is a nice satin finish. Whereas with the proto and the box artwork, the red was really glossy. The satin finish, believe it or not, is movie accurate. Hot Toys did the exact same thing with their die-cast Mark 7. If you don't believe me, go back and check the movie, then come back and you'll see this is bang on. I love the choice of the deep, rich hot rod red done in satin. You've got a nice metallic gold, the silver is on point. There's speckling and dirt and grime on the surface. That's been one of my biggest complaints with Iron Man statues and busts is they're just too darn clean. I understand the allure of having this beautiful, glossy, car paint looking surface, but in the movie, to sell the realism, they added a bunch of surface detail, so as I said, it looks way more realistic. Another thing that helps sell the realism is the light-up effect, and honestly, it's not perfect. You push the centerpiece for the arc reactor, it lights up, and then you can attach the chest plate, but as you saw, underneath there is a bunch of sculpted and fully painted detail. If you're wondering what I mean by saying that it's not perfect, well, why the heck do you have to open up all of the compartments, the chest area, the hands, and even remove the helmet to turn on the light up? It does look really good with the lights on, don't get me wrong, but it looks so good that I want them on all the time. Hopefully, going forward, please, Queen Studios, think about doing an integrated power source, whether it's a USB brick or some kind of rechargeable battery, because doing button cell batteries in 2022, it's kind of doing us dirty. Not only are button cell batteries actually illegal in Australia, the country I live in, but they also don't last very long, and they're really fiddly to work with. So going forward, please, no more button cell batteries. Now around the back, you do have to attach his lower air flaps. Now you also have some little missiles up top, and it's all sculpted beautifully. It's painted to the nines. There's the metallic red that's done in a satin finish. There's the silver, there's the red, and there are washers in the crevices, plus the speckling up on top. The same thing can be said for the upper flaps, also really well detailed. Now these attach not only with magnets, but also with this little metal pin, and it plugs in nice and securely. You might think that these brackets feel fragile. Trust me, in person, it's nice and sturdy. Out of all of the light-up effects, this one is the most frustrating. It's this little core you have to twist to turn on, insert into the hand, then cover up with the palm guard. It's a nice bright LED, and don't worry, you'll get a much closer look in just a second. Now as for the helmet, it looks beautiful. The sculpt is on point, it's very clearly the MK7. The gold is suitably metallic, but it's also not super vibrant. You also have a bunch of panel line details and some scuffing and chipping and dirt and grime on the surface. Once again, it just makes it look way more realistic. If it was super crisp and clean, yeah, in my opinion, it wouldn't look as good. Now, in order to turn the light up on for this, it's done in the same way as the repulsors. You twist this section, it attaches securely with a magnet, and you pop the head back on top. It all works, but once again, I know I've said this already, please, Queen Studios, going forward, an integrated one-switch light-up effect is the best way to go. Because now, every time I walk in, I have to disassemble this darn thing, turn all the lights on, just to appreciate it fully illuminated. Now for a quick side-by-side comparison, here we have the Hot Toys diecast MK7, and yes, he's significantly smaller. Hot Toys is at 1/6 scale, where Queen Studios is at 1/4 scale. Now unfortunately there isn't any diecast in the statue, but trust me, it's heavy enough as it is. It's still really well sculpted, the proportions are fantastic, and you do have that satin finish just like we have with the Hot Toys figure. Although the red is a little bit more saturated with Hot Toys, overall I prefer the colour scheme on the Queen Studios piece. Just wrapping up on the Queen Studios 1/4 scale MK7. As I said at the intro, I'm not a huge 1/4 scale guy, I prefer 1/3 scale, but Queen Studios, y'all have hooked me. I am all in on your future 1/4 scale products. Now, does that mean this is perfect? No. There are a couple of things that I think needed a little bit of tweaking. Number one, the light up. Why the heck are you using individual button cell powered battery cores rather than having one single plug-in and one switch? Fingers crossed, going forward, you never use button cell batteries in this format again. Number two, the lack of an underbase and logo. Now, these two things don't ruin the entire piece, I still absolutely love it. It's dynamic, it's well sculpted, it's well painted, and with all of those lights turned on, it looks incredible. Am I potentially thinking about picking up more Queen Studios Iron Man statues? Oh yes, you bet I am. Now I got mine from toyswonderland.com. Link for that is in the description below. They have 12-month installment plans and a points-based reward system. While you're down there, why not hit that subscribe, bell notification icon, and join button if you like the sound of seeing your name in the end credits of my reviews. Also, a massive thank you goes out to my buddy Slam Collections on Insta for coming over and helping me film this statue. I've popped the link to his channel down in the description below. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.